Hey guys, it's John. I'm here today with my five top motivations for prospective D1 athletes. And this comes from that other video I made about my failed D1 story. And I just would like to share these because, if I could go back to when I was in ninth grade, I would have told myself these things, and who knows where I'd be right now. I'd probably be playing in the NFL, honestly, because, a lot of people, they don't have heart and it shows, and they end up just playing in college and then they're done, and it's just like, come on, why not go all in? But here are my five top motivations. So number one is find something you're not good at and work on it. So if you're familiar with the other video, the thing I suck at was hands. I couldn't catch the ball, and instead of like facing it head on, I decided to just avoid it and play offensive line. Like, that was dumb. Um, and then when I did decide to like play running back, like, I just dreaded it. Like, I didn't even like think like, oh hey, my hands are bad. I should try to work on it, and I should spend my time and work on it and get them good. Because if they're good, then I'm good. um, And then it got to my junior year, and it's like you're playing full fledged receiver, and you're gonna catch the ball. And I didn't even try to work at it. Like, I didn't even think to work at it. I was just so insecure that my hands sucked. I didn't do anything about it. And that is one of my least favorite things I've ever done in my life. Like, I regret that so much. And if I could go back, I don't know what I'd do, but I'd work on it. I would do anything I could do to work on it. And if it was ask my coaches, hey, like, I have bad hands and I want to fix it. Like, I remember one time I ran a route, and this was when the school I went to was the number one offense in I'm pretty sure the country, but don't quote me on that. At least the state. But like, we were so good, and our offensive coordinator was like, hey guys, run routes. And so like, I ran a streak, and I turned around and I dropped the ball. And the coach goes, you know what? That was one of the hardest routes I've ever seen somebody run. You could work on your hands. And he used it as like an example. And it's like, I don't know why it didn't click in my head. Like, hey, I need to learn how to catch. I can learn it. It's a skill and I can learn it. Like, I don't know why I didn't do that. And if that's you, then please learn to catch the football. I don't care how you do it. Have somebody throw it to you. Tell the coach. I'm sure a coach would gladly stay after practice for 30 minutes and throw with you. Like, do something. Like, you noticing you're not good at it is a way to get better. Like, it's not so you can feel insecure and feel like, man, I'm not like everybody else. I suck. Um, you gotta work at it. And another thing I was really bad at was once I started playing defenses, I couldn't tackle somebody. Like, all I knew how to do was run at somebody as hard as I could, as fast as I could, and try to tackle them. And it wouldn't work. Like, I would bounce off them sometimes. Every now and then, like, I would lay somebody out, but other than that, like, I just couldn't get somebody down to the ground because I didn't know what to do. Like, you're running at each other full speed. What do you do? What do you do? And it's just like, I remember one time I asked the coach, I was like, it was Ed Reed, and Ed Reed just throws a shoulder at somebody and knocks him out. And I was just like, how? Coach, why don't we tackle like that? Like, he doesn't just wrap up like this. Like, that's just not realistic. But I'm ranting about it. And anyways, like, you should just ask somebody, like, tell somebody, watch YouTube videos. There's so much stuff on the internet. Like, you could definitely find the answer if you don't know how to do something. What's the proper way to do it? And like, if you're in ninth grade, like, you have so much time to get better at it. Don't waste it. Like, if you're bad at it in ninth grade, if you work at it, you won't be as bad at it when you come into 10th grade. And then when it really counts, when you're in 12th grade, you'll be good if you work at it every day. Like, I just wish I could go back and like, slap myself. Like, stop half-assing stuff. Stop just going with the flow. Like, don't be content that you're bad. You can get better, kind of stuff. But, anyways, if you're not good at something, it means you can start working at it and get better at it. It doesn't mean you suck. It means you have something you need to work on. That's what it means. Anyways, okay, number two. Number two is work hard. Now, I'm not talking about at practice. I mean, that's a given. Like, you should work hard at practice. Given. But what I'm talking about is once practice is done, when people go home, when it's over, everybody's tired, they're done with their day. That's what I'm saying. You need to work hard. Especially if you're not good. Like me. I mean, like, God, like, I was so out of shape most of the time. Like, we'd be running, like, sprints, and it's like, after two of them, I'm like, done. What's up with that? What are you gonna do when you're, like, actually playing and you have to run all over the place as fast as you can? Like, you're just gonna get tired and the team's gonna lose and you're gonna put out bad film, and then what happens after that? You're not gonna make a team if you don't have good film. So it's just like you should be running after practice at the very least. Even when the coach doesn't make you run and everybody else goes home, go run. Gosh, like, I don't know why that didn't click with me. I remember freshman year, they told us that. One of my coaches told me that, and I didn't do it. Didn't do it. Just ignored it. It was just like, oh, that's for guys if they want to be like the next Barry Sanders or the next Deion Sanders. Like, that's for them. No. Already was undersized. Already was, everything was against me, and it's just like you didn't do what you needed to do if everything was against you. Um, Another thing was not working out in the summer. The only time I would work out was when the coaches had us come in and we had to go work out. Like, that was it. And I really regret that. Like, I should have got a gym membership. Like, nowadays, I love going to the gym. That wouldn't have been a bad thing at all. Like, who knows what happened if year round I was in good shape. Um, was bad at catching. What I should have done is gone up to the third string quarterback and be like, hey, I suck at catching. You need to throw. Let's go throw. Or told the coach, hey, I need somebody to motivate me or help me get out there and run after practice. Can you help me do that? Like, that's what I should have done. All these dreams that I had of, like, playing in the NFL and all that stuff. Like, if I really wanted that to happen, I would have done that, That's what they all do. Those guys don't just get there on talent alone. They work hard. They work hard. Like, look at Tom Brady. Like, he worked hard. He worked really, really hard. He outworked everybody. There are guys who had more talent than him, and he proved that hard work beats that every time. Every time. When they don't work hard, he beat them. Every time. Guys like Wes Welker, where it's just like, how is a dude like that in the NFL? It's because he worked hard. There's so many guys like that. It's crazy. And then you go to other sports, you look at Michael Jordan, where it's like he didn't even make the team at one point in high school. He always outworked people. And then even when he was better than everybody else, he still didn't stop because he wanted to be the best. Ever. Like, I don't know why that didn't click. I wish it would have clicked. I wish, because if it had, like, I probably would have at least played in college, Alright, number 3. This one was it's kind of like subtle. But it's always be ready. And, like, I'm talking like mentally, like always be ready mentally, because you could psych yourself out. you could think I'm bad. I'm not gonna be good when we go out there. I'm gonna play bad. Um, and then there's the other thing when football is like chess, and you have to know what you're gonna do, what the coach is calling. Otherwise, when they put you in and you're not ready, you're gonna mess up, and then you're never gonna go in again. Like that was your one shot, and you messed it up. Um, be mentally ready. Like maybe you're not the best catcher in the world, but if you get a shot, you should take advantage of it. Like if they call a certain play, you should know what you're doing on that play. Um, you should always be ready mentally. And then the other thing is if you're on the sideline and you're not playing, you should treat it like, hey, like they could throw me in at any moment, and I gotta be ready. I want to play in this game. Like, don't get to the point to where like when you're not playing and they're not playing you, that you make up in your mind like, oh, okay, this is no big deal. Like, I'm not gonna play, and then the next thing you know, it's the end of the game, and they're putting you in, and you're not ready, and they throw you the ball, and you drop it because you weren't ready. You're just mentally gone. You're in another place. Don't be like that. Don't be like that. Like, be mentally ready, even if you're not playing in the game. When you're standing there, you should be wanting to go in. And if they don't put you in, you should still want to go in. And it should just stay that way, even if they don't play you and don't play. Because promise me, one day they're gonna put you in, and when you go in, you need to be ready. Otherwise, you're gonna be like me, and you're gonna be trying out, and they're gonna be like, "Hey, send me your film," and you're not gonna have any film, and you're just gonna be like, "Well, what do I do now?" Kind of thing. Um, all right, number 4. This one is like, it. It's kind of touchy to me, but I don't know about you guys. But if you're like me, then this is touchy. But you shouldn't blame your genetics for your lack of success. Um, okay, look in the NFL. There are guys who are the same height as me playing in the NFL, and it's not because they're freaks. No, I guarantee you, they worked their butts off. They tried really, really hard. So the two guys I'm thinking of are Tariq Cohen for the Bears and Darren Sproles, who used to play for the Saints and the Eagles, both of which were 5'6". And I used to think like, I can't. That's untouchable. I can't be like them. Nah, you can. I mean, both of them they are really, really, really fast. And I probably could have done that if I trained a certain way. I feel like they trained really, really hard to get to where they are. I don't think it's just they were just made that way. I think they trained really, really hard. You know, Darren Sproles, the dude benches 400 pounds. Like he worked hard to get there. Um, and I just feel like I blame genetics. It's just like, ah, man, if only I was taller, it would have worked out. But it's not that way. If you work hard, you can get somewhere. You will be good. People will notice it, and then you will get offers for sure. You just have to work hard. And you'll probably have to work harder than other people, but that's fine because at the end of the day, you're going to get really, really good, and you're going to get really, really good to the point you're playing in the NFL. Because it doesn't stop. It does not stop. You will always have to get better. There's a guy in the NFL right now trying to realizing that Leonard Fournette, like it caught up to him. He had a bad year the other year and got cut. So like it catches up with people. It just might not be at the same time. You always have to work hard. You should just why not cultivate it when you're in ninth grade? You know. Um, all right, number 5. Don't ever give up because someone says you're not good enough. Because someone says you can't do it. Don't ever give up. See, like when I was in 12th grade, they were like, "This is the last time you put up pads." And at first I didn't believe them, but then I did. And gosh, I wish I didn't believe them. I wish I stood against that and just been like, nah, like I don't care how bad I did in high school. I'm gonna work hard. I'm not gonna listen to what you said. I'm gonna use that as motivation and I'm gonna make a team. I don't care what you say. Um, that's what Michael Jordan did. That's what all the greats do. They don't care what people say. They don't care what other people think of them. They use it. They it's like fuel in the fire, and then they use that to motivate themselves to work hard. And then when they work hard, it pays off. And then the doubters are now believers. Like that's probably one of the things that I wish I didn't do the most because like the catching. Like eventually like when you drop so many passes, people just you just begin to believe what people say about you. Like you just can't catch, and the next thing you know, you just can't catch. Like in sports, like it's a really big thing. Um, when people say things and you believe it, like it just for whatever reason it translates. And if you don't know how to not listen to what someone says, then in the heat of the moment, like you're in trouble. You drop a pass or miss a tackle or whatever, miss a shot playing basketball. Like you have to learn to silence them. Like the only thing that matters is what you think about you. That's what really matters. And if you think, man, I can catch. You prove it to yourself. You can catch. Somebody throws the ball to you, you catch it. Like if you can think that, like I know I can do it. I don't care what you say. Then it's you're gonna be successful. But you have to have that mentality. Um, these are my 5 things that I learned um, from my failures.